All right, everyone, here we go. We are on week 2, day 2. One of my favorite days again, flexibility, mobility. We're going to take our time, get into the rhythm, feel great after this session. We're going to build on what we did last week with a lot of the same patterns, but we're going to try to integrate a little bit more muscle contraction, relaxation to accelerate what we did last day. If you liked what we did, hopefully you'll take that and we'll build upon that. All right, so let's get right into it. Again, today what you're going to need is, this is optional, a foam pad, foam roller, or some version of this, and of course our Callaway golf ball because we love Callaway. So roll out the feet. I always like to start with the feet. I know you can't see my head right now, but roll with it, no pun intended, okay? So we're gonna roll out our feet. I'm gonna set my timer so I don't lose too much track. I'm gonna try my best, but you're really gonna benefit from setting your own timer, making sure you're following this as best as you can, and I'll give you my best opportunity to do so as well. All right, so we're gonna work through this session here, just finishing up the feet, and from here, analog, it's go time. All right, so let's start. The rolling is going to be very similar, if not identical, to what we did last day. We're going to start by rolling down the back, hit the front, hit the hip flexors, and we'll roll from there. Okay, so for 30 seconds, cross the left leg around the right leg, or left foot across the right foot, and just take your time. Start at the base of the calf around the Achilles, and you're going to make your way up the calf, okay? If it's too much pressure, you can unload. If you need more pressure, you can use your hands and lift up, okay? So you're gonna work through that. Ooh. As always, if you find that sticky point, that point that gives you a little bit of nausea in your stomach, or you just know you need to work through that, take your time and pin that down. You don't need to keep rolling, and don't avoid it either, okay? Make your way up that calf. And just take your time. All right. Up that calf, all the way up basically to the back of the knee. 5, switch up. I'll go 30 seconds here. Pin her down. Ooh, might be a little bit beat up from yesterday with all the iso work and the calf work and jumping, but we're building something special here, so have some fun. Make your way up this calf. Now again, this session here, this is falling under the program, but this is something you can do anytime. Do you just want to get mobile, get moving? You know, maybe if you're golfing, or you just feel like you've been at a desk all day. All right, so then both calves. Let's go hamstring here. I'm going to take this off here because I want to be able to not look at my watch every 2 seconds and make sure that I'm timing this appropriately for the group. Good. All right, let's go 30 seconds on the hamstring. Again, I don't feel a ton here, so I'm kind of mashing through quickly, but some of you might be quite tender in the hamstring, and find that point if you need to, where you can just really sit and pin it down. For me, given the work that we did yesterday, when we get closer to the glute, up the hamstring, the proximal hamstring, it's a little bit more tender. Good, and around there, switch up, and go right back through it. Start at the base of the hamstring. And hamstrings, pardon me, and make your way up. All right, so we're starting low. So this leg here, I'm doing this to add pressure. If this is too much, you can put your foot here to actually unload it or control it. Because as you're rolling, the muscle that you're trying to mash up, you want to make sure you're very supple. So you're not tensing up, you're trying to relax. If you need to really release a point, like say right here, you find it, big deep breath in. I want you to visualize your muscle being butter and you're trying to melt around the roller, right? Your mind body is always connected. Okay, we're gonna do about 5 more here. Good, and then we're gonna go to our glute. Okay, so we're gonna do both sides, so it doesn't matter what side you start on. If you can get this leg across, great. If you can't, leave it where it is, but you're just gonna match this up. You don't have a timer, you're probably gonna get about 10 to 15 rolls, depending on how fast you're going to get that glute. Make your way up. Good, again, I'll say this a million times, when you find that spot that you need a little bit more TLC, pin it down, help it release, connect with the muscle, trying to get it to melt around the roller. I just found that spot. And good. Again, if you need to go more than 30 seconds, you want to roll for a minute, 2 minutes, doesn't matter. Just pause it, right? Work your way through it. Now we're going this side. That's why I found that spot right there again too. You can shift over a little bit again. This isn't a perfect science. Find out what works for you. And 10. Good. Now I know ideally I would change my angle so you can see me from the side, but I don't have the space for it, so we're gonna go this way. Now we're gonna make our way up the quad all the way to the hip flexor. Okay, so use this leg to unload it if you need to, or you can cross it over to add weight. I'm gonna torture myself a little bit here and use it for additional weight, but again, about 30 seconds. Again, the top's a little tender, so I'm going to use this leg to unload it. Again, the whole point is trying to be very, very, very relaxed in the muscle that you're trying to mash up. Good. Right around there. Hopefully our timing is good. We're going to switch sides again, start at the base of the quad, right around the knee, and make your way up. You can go short range, find what works for you. A lot of quad work yesterday, so I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't a little bit beat up, and make sure you get all the way up to the hip flexor. Okay? Mashing it up. You might get a little bit to the outside of the quad, the lateral quad. That's fine, okay? Good. Now what we're going to do is get our adductor. So side lying here, if you have range, we're going to make our way all the way up. And again, about 30 seconds. When we're done this side, we'll hit the other side. And then we're done rolling, and we'll go into the fun stuff. So because I'm out of frame, I'm just going to move the roller, but you can just move with it. One of my favorite ways to get moving is get the groin and the hip flexors nice and relaxed, stretched, and then you get the glutes going. Find that, found that spot. Pin it down. Good, that's just for me. You make your way through your groin, switch sides. We'll go about 30 seconds. Alrighty, so from here, we're going to get our calves stretched a little bit. We're going to be out of frame. This is very similar to what we did last day. We're just going to hold it for 30 seconds where we're sitting and then on an angle with a bent knee. And then we're going to get into something a little bit different. So let's just start here. Let's not put ourselves before anything. I just want you with a straight leg to try to drop the heel and bring your weight forward so you feel stretch in that calf. Okay, from this angle here, straight leg. You're not cranking on it like, you know, it doesn't have to be a super stretch. The idea is that you're getting here, you're stretching the calf, always using your breath as you go through that. We'll go 30 seconds. Good, and around there, bend the knee. Try to bring that knee forward, and again, you're not cranking on it, but just a nice little subtle stretch, okay? 2, count to 30. 5. This one often you won't feel as much, but it doesn't mean you skip it, just get through it. It takes a minute total. 8. All right, right around there. Straight leg, switch legs, and just pitch forward, okay? Keep your hips square and hold. It's one of my favorite stretches, so simple. Again, you're not cranking on it, you're just trying to focus on getting a nice solid stretch, okay? Getting around 30 seconds, just bend the knee, get a little bit lower, let that knee come forward, and hold. All right, close enough. All right, so here we go. What we're gonna do here is something very, very similar to what we did last week, but instead of holding all the stretches, we're gonna get into the stretch. We're gonna get comfortable with that stretch. And then once where's the timer? Digital, there you go. And we're gonna hold it for 45 seconds. What we're gonna do is once I say start, we're gonna do 2 to 3 reps where we're actually contracting the muscle for 3 seconds and then relaxing. We're using our breath with that. So the first one we're gonna do is our half kneeling stretch. So if you remember us doing this last day, between your knee and your shoulder, you're tall. You're not here, you're not here. You're just trying to tilt the pelvis a little bit and hold, okay? That's a great idea. Let's go from here, okay? So from here, you're holding and just get into position. Okay, I'm driving flat foot. I'm feeling that stretch in the hip. So about 5 seconds, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive into the ground for 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, relax. Don't change positions. Try to maintain that stretch. You're gonna hold that for 12 to 15 seconds. Again, we're gonna go here. We're gonna drive the top of the foot into the ground. We'll do that again. 1, 2, 3, drive. 1, 2, 3, relax. So as you're relaxing the muscle, but you still have a stretch. You might find that you have more range. So we're contraction, relaxing. And 1, 2, and push into the ground. 1, 2, 3, and a little bit of a stretch. Okay, so we're gonna hold that for 5 or 6 more seconds. Now, just test yourself. While you just did that, let's do the opposite and try to bring the foot off the ground just to see where that's at. It's not part of it yet, but see what that feels like. Okay, switch sides. Let's get into position and we're going to start. So it's about 45 seconds in total. Okay, flat foot, or as flat as you can. Between the knee and the shoulder, you're as long as you can be. You're not arching back. You're sitting. You got that position. 5 seconds, I want you to drive your foot into the ground without moving. 1, 2, 3. Relax. When you relax, really get into your breath. And we're going to do the same thing. So 3, 2, 1, drive. 1, 2, 3, relax. And we'll do one more, okay? 1, 2, 3, relax. So as you relax, doesn't mean you lose tension. You're just trying to relax, driving into the ground and letting that muscle just release, okay? And the same thing you did before, test that out, see how that feels. You may have no range, don't stress. It's a part of the process. Okay, so from here, we're going to do a very similar action, but we're going to do knee up. If you cannot do knee up, do not stress. Get a lower bench or just the littlest of bench, okay? But what we can't have is you arching back, okay? So what I want you to do is get set up, find that position like we did last week. If you can't get here, come forward, but do not compromise your pelvis. And hold. So 3 seconds, we're going to drive our foot again into the bench. 1, 2, drive. 1, 2, 3, relax, hold that stretch. And I'm talking, but as you're relaxing, you want to be as fluid as you can. Use your breath, maintain that stretch. Okay? 3 seconds, we're going to drive that foot into the ground. 1, 2, drive. 2, 3, pushing into that, relax, pushing into that bench. Good. And last one, again, pushing into that bench. 1, 2, 3, relax, hold. Now from here, let's just add a little bit of range because you should feel nice and supple as we're getting into this. If you're getting here, don't arch your back. Just open up, see how that feels. Should feel great for almost any athlete. But what works for one works for one. So now we're going to switch legs and do the exact same thing. Oh, that feels so open. Feels great. Okay. Sitting back. Same idea, okay? From the knee to the shoulder, you're straight. You're not arching your back. You're getting a little tail tuck, so you're getting that stretch in the quad. Let's find that position. Once you're comfortable, again, big deep breath in. We need to drive the foot into the bench, whatever's behind you, so we're activating the quad. Okay, 1, 2, 3, relax. You don't change your position, but you feel like that'll open up a little bit as you relax. Hold that for another 10 or so seconds. When I say, we're going to drive that foot back in for 3 seconds. Good. And 3, 2, drive, 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 relax. Feel that new position. We'll do one more. Good. And drive that foot down. 1, 2, 3. Good. Relax. And again, we'll a little bit of a self-check, self-test. See how that feels. Nice, opened up. That feels absolutely fantastic. Okay, hip flexors are open. Let's move the bench and move on. So from here, one of my all-time favorites, we're going to do our goalie stretch. And then we're going to do, I'm going to go from here only because it's a better angle for the camera. But we're going to do the same thing, okay? Sit back, use your hands to get low. I don't mind if the toes up or down. I kind of like doing both, to be honest. So as I work through, you might see me switch. Don't feel like you have to do that. That's just what I'm doing. You're going to sit back and find that stretch, okay? So once we get into this, what I want you to do is push your foot into the ground like you're trying to pull it towards you. Okay, we're going to do that for 3 seconds. Doesn't have to be a max effort, just a little contraction. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Good. I bounce. I'm trying not to get you to bounce. I want you to sit back and Again, we'll go 1, 2, 3, relax. I'm going to bring the toe up. Feel free to do both. Now I'm going to drive my heel into the ground. And drive 1, 2, 3, relax. And 1, 2, 3, relax. It's feeling like butter. Now look, one thing here, I used to not be anywhere near sitting back on this hip. This is taking a lot of work. Don't look at me and say, how are you sitting there? If you have problems here, you can put a block here to try to sit back, or just don't sit back. You're still driving into this leg. I'm just sitting back because I can. I'm using my hands to get me there. Okay, so sit back. Get into a good position. You feel the adductor. And then once you're in position, you're going to drive toward yourself, into the ground and towards yourself. So 1, 2, 3, relax. Doesn't seem like I'm doing anything, but I am driving in. We'll go again, and 1, 2, 3, and relax. Toe up. For me, you do whichever one you want. 1, 2, 3, relax. And we'll go again. 1, 2, 3. Relax. Beautiful. Okay. From there, we're going to go to our butterfly stretch. You may want 2 pads or just use 1 pad. I'm going to go no pad. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nuts, but gotten used to this, no pun intended. All right. I'll cut that one out. So sit back. All right. So here we're going to go butterfly, hands down. And I want you to push yourself into position. And same thing we just did. Make sure you're not rounding in your back. Once you get comfortable, you're going to drive in from both legs, trying to squeeze them in together into the ground for 3 seconds, and then you're going to relax. I'm not doing a good job because I'm talking, but as you relax, use your breath. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of those. So we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, drive, 2, 3. Find your end range. 3, 2, drive. 2, 3, relax. I'm actually finding more range here. That's fine. And drive in. 1, 2, 3, and relax. Good. Quick little audible. And now the hips are opening. Quick little glute. I think it's called the frog hip lift. Brett Contreras, I got this from. The toes are going to be together. Let the legs fall. And drive up. Okay, just one set of about 20. And good. What I should have done before is had you do this, sit like this, do that stretch and come back. Next time we get through that, let's do that because it's pretty cool what you can do with a little bit of this work and intent. So from here, we've got 3 more kind of core drills before we move on. We're going to go into our pigeon stretch, sit back. Use your hands. I like to have this leg as close to perpendicular as possible from our body, so across our body. Fall into it. Really fall into it. What we're going to do is once we get to a position where we feel like we're in a good stretch, what I want you to push is push your whole foot into the ground like you're trying to lift yourself up. But don't actually lift yourself up, okay? Just for 3 seconds. And drive 1, 2, 3, relax. Andreas Spina and his functional range conditioning, they do an incredible course on this type of energy. I'm not going to say this is what that is, because this is just a contraction relaxation technique. But if you're interested in diving into this more, their work is fantastic. Okay, so drive the foot into the ground. 1, 2, 3, relax. We'll do one more. And 1, 2, 3, relax. Oh, that feels wonderful. Switch sides. Leg across the body. And just find, you'll see one leg's always going to have a little bit more mobility than the other one, or flexibility, no problem. So sit into it. We're going to do the same thing. 3, 2, 1, drive. 1, 2, 3, and relax. Little cue, remember your breath. I'm talking as I'm doing this, but I would be breathing, using my breath as much as I can if I could. 3, 2, 1, drive. 2, 3, and relax. And drive. 2, 3. Relax. Beautiful. Okay, so we have 90-90, which we didn't do last day. But what I want you to do is this leg sitting across. Most of you have done 90-90, but we're going to sit into this position. Try to get this leg back. And think of if you had a wallet in your back pocket, you're trying to sit on it, okay? I'm going to use my hands to find that position. And we're going to do the exact same thing. So find that stretch. Once you're comfortable, I want you to try to drive this foot into the ground, okay? So 1, go. 1. Good, relax. Use your breath. Try to find more range if you have it. And drive. 1. Relax. Find more range. In the functional range conditioning stuff, it's fantastic. Everybody who puts this stuff out, they deserve credit. This isn't that type of work, but it's taken from some of their concepts. And if you want to learn more or get deeper, definitely look into their work. They're fantastic. Okay, so drive off that leg and drive. And relax. So let your lower leg stay the same way. We're going to hold that same position. All I want you to do is take this hand that was here and open up here. Now this might be too much tension for some of you, but just try your best to get here. Press into your hands, get your chest up, okay? And once you get comfortable, what you're going to do is just drive the back foot into the ground, okay? For 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, relax. Find a bit of range. And drive. 1, 2, 3, relax. And last one. 1, 2, 3, and relax. Beautiful. Feeling supple? All right, switch the legs. Left leg back. Or right leg back here. Again, 90-90. Use your hands to help you into position. Hold. This is my side that needs more work. I'm aware of that. We all have it. Most of us do. Find that position. Drive the leg down. 1, 2, 3, and relax. Allow yourself to find more range. And from here, drive the leg into the ground. 1, 2, 3, relax. And drive the leg into the ground. 1, 2, 3. Good, and relax. Okay, sit into that. Now we're going to open up to get the back leg. Good. This is live. Come through. Come through. I'll get him to cut it. Just come grab an onion. I'm in position. This will be easier. Can you just go grab it? You won't. They'll cut it. Yeah. This is Laura. No. All right, sitting back. No, I'm kidding. All right. So from here, sitting back, again, chest up, push into your hands. Find that position, then you're going to drive that right leg into the right foot into the ground. 1, 2, 3, relax. Find that range. 1, 2, 3, relax. This is a tough stretch for a lot of people. Don't worry if you can't get here. Get as close as you can. And 1, 2, 3, relax. If you struggle to get into this stretch, you can get a mat, get under the hip, under the knee, below here. You can find ways to progress to where we are, but just know, don't skip it just because you can't get into position. There's always ways to prop yourself up or where you can get comfortable and slowly chip away, okay? So last stretch, second last stretch. So we did this last day, use your hands to drive down, you're gonna fall. Now I don't wanna crank too much into this, but we're gonna do a little bit, like little 30% effort. So drive your hands into the ground, big deep breath in, and take this leg that's crossed over and just help drive a little bit of tension, not too much. You don't want to hurt yourself. And relax. Again, put your hands out wide, put pressure into the ground. This shoulder has to stay down. I'm not giving a good example. Big deep breath in, drive. Big deep breath in. Out. And then switch. Across the body. Find that range. Big deep breath in. This elbow or the shoulder's got to be down. Sorry. Big deep breath in, and drive down. Drive down. Big deep breath in, and drive down. Beautiful. Okay, we haven't done much out of upper body, if any, but I want to make sure we get this in before we get onto the core and the recovery. Okay, so sitting down, use a pad on your knees if you need to. You're going to do a very similar sequence. So hands are on your head, elbows are in tight. You're trying to extend through here. Okay, so hands are on your head, tight, drop down. Do a couple of those. 6 or 7, whatever. And I want you to hold here, okay? And when you're at your range and you see my hands are on my head, my neck is quiet, I'm really trying to extend just from my T-spine. What I want to do is drive my elbows in to the bench for 3, 2, 1, and work through that. You'll see right away you have more range. We'll do that 2 or 3 times. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Good. And one more time. Oh, it's should feel pretty good relief here. Come down. Elbows in tight. Drive your elbows down. 1, 2, 3. Good. And now round out. Walk forward, not through the neck like I'm doing, but just push your elbows in to the bench and try to get a nice good flexion. Just through the T-spine. And relax. All right. Last little bit here. Gotta resume that. Is our cycle roller, our plank transition, and our V-sits, okay? So I am going to show you one example. You're going to do 3 sets because we want to make sure the core is going. We did this last day, so if you've been following, you're good. But what you're going to do is drive your left elbow to your right and create a lot of tension in this roller, like you're trying to break it, but don't break it by bracing or holding your breath. Create tension, toes are pointing up. You're going to roll as one unit. You come back, you're not letting this back leg hang, everything's moving together. So if you had a headlight or a light from your belly button, that's the place that you're guiding from the middle of your body. Good. I think that was 8. I don't really know. I may have lost track. But you know where we're going, okay? The toes up. Creating tension here, but breathing the whole time. If you need help, put your hand out here. But I'm out here. And roll as one unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. All right, guys. We're going to do a plank transition. I'm going to do one with the roller here with a bit of a squeeze. Do one without, one with. Do them all. You decide. But for me, I'm going to do it this way for today. What I'm going to do, again, feet can stay stacked. That hurts. You can keep them like this. I don't care. You're moving from the belly button. Everything moves together slowly. There and back is 1. So slowly rotating. Like a rotisserie chicken. On the barbecue. Everything moves together. So you notice I'm not starting with my shoulder. Everything's coming together. I lost count. Good. Now press pause, get your 2 more sets in. Come back for the last recovery piece and we are set. So what you're going to do, again, very similar to last week, but we're going to get to a wall. I got a squat rack, so I'm going to use this. You're going to try to sit in a position that's a really good stretch, but that you can hold, okay? If you need a pillow for your head, please go ahead. If you're trying to come down for the evening, turn the lights off, hands on your belly. And for about 4 minutes, you're going to go 4 seconds in, hold for 4, 4 seconds out, hold for 4. Okay? Work through this with me. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep going. See, I'm breathing through the nose. 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds out, 4 seconds hold. So it's a 4-second cycle trying to breathe into my belly. So breathe in. Stay engaged with breathing through your belly. And out. Alrighty, everyone. I don't know if I got 4 minutes here, but I got close. And I apologize if I broke up your 4 minutes. Keep it going. It's a wonderful session. I feel great. I almost fell asleep. Hope you did the same. I'll see you tomorrow for a solid session. Keep it going.